This is our study area, the arrow pointing to the white box. It's what we call a freehold hole in the Wet Tropics World Heritage Area. It's in the Black Mountain Corridor, which is a bottleneck of the World Heritage Area, and we have 47 threatened species. So similarly to the map we were looking at with Bruce, the only protected area is the top pink arrow. It's 1,100 metres straight down the mountain. Other than that, we have nowhere for the cassowaries to get through as a protected linkage. Our two corridors, one through Kuranda, which is rainforest, and then the Koa one is an ecotone with Davies and the Closey River. The blue hash is essential habitat, and the Kuranda tree frog habitat is pretty much exclusively on freehold land. And we have 30 to 40 cassowaries that live in that blue hash area in Kuranda. It's death by 1,000 cuts because you can see all the little blocks there, and every block, every owner has a right to do something in the future. It's the land game, and so we're up against that. We really need proper planning for freehold land that's in the corridors so that we can properly protect it. The next one is the nature refuges, which were mentioned, the two with the yellow arrows the department did at the top of Spearwa. Our two new ones are the pink arrows up there that we got under our local program. And this is the Barnwell Estate problem, freehold land that was sold recently. As you can see, it's right on the corridor. He bought it as a land bank. We need to come up with a solution for that one. So looking at all of that, we created a local program, and we created an event and an emblem and got speakers to come along to the Kuranda Amphitheatre. And we had a star-studded event there with all the speakers sharing their knowledge about what they knew about the mechanisms we could use to try and protect private land. We identified two mechanisms. One was the VDEC, the Voluntary Declaration, and the other one was the nature refuge. So this is kind of what it looks like. Landowners really only want to know that they're going to protect their patch in perpetuity. That's really all they're concerned about. Which mechanism it is largely irrelevant. This is the the Rainy Mountain Nature Refuge. Some familiar faces in there. The landowners are in the middle. We had a morning tea at the property, and we made a video of the speakers. That's on YouTube. You can go and have a look and see how the process went. This is the other one, the Dodds Place Nature Refuge. You can see the big clearing on the old aerial there without the landowner's intent to turn this into a nature refuge and rehabilitate. It would definitely have been developed in the future. What we learned. So this is the Dodds, looking over the Dodds property. No one size fits all. It's a very personal decision for each landowner. We need to include extended family early on, as Bruce said. It can be a long game. It can take years and years to get the whole family across the line, really. And costs are a barrier. So $4,000 per nature refuge. It was great to have terrain support, and we had funding to help with that. What we need to do next. Strengthen VDECs. It's everywhere. It's the catch cry of our community groups, because really they're just a mechanism that is guiding the landowner towards something, but it's not really going to stand in perpetuity. We need to figure out the rate rebate problem. We need to create supporting material for what Bruce was talking about, the real estate market value on these kind of nature blocks, regardless of whether they're a nature refuge or a VDEC. And we need to work with HSI Wildlife Land Trust to fork Queensland and catalogue the wet tropics bioregion sanctuaries separately, so we can have a great list of all of our VCA properties. Kuranda Conservation Community Nursery, if you don't know who we are, it's Jack's up there on the left, the powerhouse locally. So we're continuing to raise community awareness for and support our cassowary population. The nursery work continues with growing and planting cassowary food plants in the community, on freehold land, on council land, on any land we can get our hands on. And we started the Cassowary Families program with logbooks to record the bird data for WildNet, for where we have cassowaries turning up on properties regularly. And we've continued to work with decision makers to solidify the protections on freehold land to protect the corridor. Thank you.